Mhm.
You good again?
Uh, Yeah,
Okay. All right. You're good to go then.
all right, so um, this over here. All right, so this is years 30 as usual. We're gonna top the analysis. I already have some drawings that are on in time. So as because we've been over this for the past couple of weeks, US 30 has been on our daily time frame. We're still seeing
Bro?
bullish type market structure. Yeah.
Wait, your internet kind of break up just now. You say I forgot go over everything again.
Uh,
All right.
wait. Let me switch. Let me switch. Switch 1 minute.
Okay.
Okay. Laptop now. It's like they're far from the router, isn't me?
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna just use that spot.
Okay.
1 second.
Oh, wait, but it's on good right now.
You sound good now?
Yeah, it's on good right now. Maybe it fix.
But it's like always have like a thing there. All right, yeah, hear me now?
Yeah.
I'm clear, right? All
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
so sorry for the technical difficulties, say I got some time. So as I said before, we still have pre-buys on US 30, right? We had the big sell-off that happened the week before last, and then the market had a little bit of consolidation. So let me go on the monthly. As you can see, the monthly candlestick is just a doji right now. We haven't really seen much volume on the monthly time frame when it comes down to candlestick analysis. So on the weekly, we had a bullish week last week. So I'm looking for the continuation of that bullish pressure to create a new all-time high or go to the previous all-time high, which is at 100 area, 47,090 within that area, right? So let me go down on my 4 hour time frame, turn on this joint. So on the 4 hour time frame, as you can see, I took the liberty of marking off all my key areas that I'm focusing on at this time. So right here, we had the market had a big sell-off. This was actually a retracement because if we should break this area down on the daily time structure, I'm not really seeing where daily structure was violated. So if I should plot myself a daily fib, I would plot it from a 360's continuation. So I would plot my fib to here, which would be my point B. The market retraced to a 50%. Right here, created support level and started to push. Now back on the 4 hour time frame. Let me hide this fib. 1 second. So back on the 4 hour time frame, we are seeing areas where the market is creating higher low points, right? So down here we had a big sell off to this area, then we had a gap, right? So we could have marked off a gap area right here that the market came and it didn't fill it completely, but we tapped into that gap area. Right, let me change the color. So let me use where this too bright. Let's see. Green. Nah. What to use? Let me use that. So the market tapped into the gap. Right. We also respected the 45,500 institution and created this higher low point. So this higher here.
Yo, bro. Yo,
Is
yo.
bugging, bro.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell
the
us.
internet. Yeah.
All right, give me like 2 minutes. I'm gonna connect to the hotspot. Give me 2 minutes.
Okay. All right.
All right, so you should be hearing me properly now. You should be hearing me properly now. Let's see. All right, so everything good now?
Yeah,
Loud
everything
and clear.
is good so far.
Okay, so as I was saying before, the market created this higher low area support. So this is the first indication for me that okay, there's a potential for this market to continue pushing from this area and start to create new higher low points. So as I said, this was a gap area that was tapped in. It wasn't completely filled, but the market retraced like a little bit over halfway through the gap and rejected and started to push. We then came here and created a lower high based off the 4 hour time frame. Now, after we created this lower high point here, we came back here and tested this year's area of support. Let me get rid of this so you can see. Let me get rid of this area of exhaustion as well. So, as you can see here, I've plotted myself a random line to identify my area of support, and remember this is a higher low area support, so that's very important to note as well. So this was a random line that was plotted to identify that area of support. Now the market came here, we tested that area and started to push. Now if you understand structure, you know that if the market is creating lower highs and lower lows, but then creates a higher low, that's the first indication to a transition phase. Now, before our minor areas of support here started to sell, created a lower high here, then a higher low. Now, this lower high, I would consider this to be a minor lower high because although it's a lower high and it's being shown here on the 4 hour time frame, if I should zoom out, I'm not really seeing that area on my daily time frame to say, okay, it's a strong level of resistance, right? I'm just seeing it as weak data, which was right here. But on the other hand, I'm seeing this area on the daily and also on the 4 hour. So I would use this area here as my main area of resistance to see some sort of breaks happening here to um show me that okay, this trend is really ready to continue on that uptrend. So until this area of resistance is broken, the counter trend that the market is currently under right now is still valid. So I'm mainly focusing on the buys, but if push come to shove and I'm seeing that the market is failing to push above this area of resistance, I would look for shorts until I see opportunities to buy again. So boom, a fib was plotted here. I deleted it before, but let me draw it again. Let me get rid of these brushes to clean up the chart. So I plotted my fib from here to here. Even though this is a lower high, you have to keep in the back of your mind, bro, that we're still bullish, We're still looking for buys, So if I saw that the market created a higher low here and came back and had a retest, I'm going to plot my fib from point A to point B, right? Here. So the market did a 88.6 retracement. So this push is basically already on its way to the negative 27, which is where our TP1 is. And we also have areas of confluence within that area for exhaustion zones there at the negative 27, which we can use as take profits. So we don't have to use the exact negative 27, because most of the times if you are taking a trade and you see areas of exhaustion or institutional levels or resistance lining up with your negative 27 on the fib, you can use those areas for your take profit, because some of the times the market will just push up in those areas and tap it and don't go exactly to your negative 27, but it goes close to it and taps in those areas and then reverse. So a lot of times it's better to target those areas as your overall take profit. So breaking this trade down on a lower time frame, you can see those areas that are marked off pretty clearly. Let me go on the 1 hour before I go down any further. So here we can see a lower high, a lower low. This was the gap area that I mentioned earlier. Market pushed up, created this lower high here, then came here and created this higher low. So Another confluence that you can plot here is also an area of exhaustion. So you can plot yourself an exhaustion zone based off that first area of support that was created here, which is our higher low area of support. That is very important to note that this is a higher low area of support. So this was a lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low. This was, I would just consider this area as resistance, this entire area of resistance, because it just consolidated before it came back down here and created a higher low point. So the market started to push from this 45,500 institutional area. We pushed up to the 46,000, break past the 46,000. Now, our next area of interest is going to be the 46,500, right? Because based off lower time frames, like the 5 minute or the 15 minute, the trend on those time frames is basically still bullish. So if I'm still seeing bullish type price action on that time frame, it's basically telling me that, okay, the market has the potential to push up to that area of resistance. And normally, whenever we're pushing, and we're pushing with a lot of momentum, once we pass the halfway point to that other institutional level, most of the times we're going to go and tap that area, right? So it's a possibility we can just continue pushing up to that area, or we can have a retracement to create another higher low to then push up to that area. So it's just a waiting game right now. What I'm looking for to take a trade off US 30 is basically a higher low. So if I should get a higher low, probably here at this institutional level, I would target back the 45,000, no, the 46,500 first as my take profit one. And depending on how the market looks when it approaches that area, remember the main target area is all the way up at 46,839, but we would target 46,770 because we're having confluences to this to the left hand side to tell us that, okay, the market was exhausted at this area at one point in time, so this could be a potential area that the market can get exhausted again. Right? Just like here, as you can see, the market was exhausted here. That's why we plot this exhaustion zone from this area. The market came and tapped back into that exhaustion. As you can see, it failed to create candlesticks above that area and started to retrace. So, as I said before, lower time frames are still bullish. Let me use the 15 minute. As you can see, we're still creating higher low points. We're above the SMEs as well, which is telling us that there's a lot of bullish volume right now than bearish volume. So I'm not looking for a reversal at this time. It can happen, but I'm not looking for a reversal. I'm looking for the continuation of the bullish trend. So if you understand how the fib works, right? Whenever we have steep retracements, is a big possibility that the market will have a nice or decent retracement to create another higher low to continue to complete that fib push to the 88.6 back up to the negative 27. So that's a possibility as well. We won't know until we know, because as you see, the market is fresh. We just started the week. So it's just a waiting game, as I said before. You have to just wait on certain things to take place, and then you react with the market and take your trades. So, sorry, let me get rid of this. So, right now, we're just waiting on that higher low point to be created. Now, on the 1 hour time frame, we're still kind of bearish, right? So, is a possibility we can pull back even all the way down to the 45,000, which there's no problem as long as we don't break past that 45,500. I am still looking for the buys, but there's a lot of potential trades that can be taken within that area. But until then, I'm still focusing on the buys. I'm not really looking to take any sales right now. Only way I'm taking sales is if the market, as I said before, break past the 45,500. As you can see on the daily time frame, we're above the SMEs. We came in contact with the SMEs within this area. We're having confluences within this area where we tapped the 50% fib. We, if I should even plant myself some minor areas of exhaustion on the daily time frame, you can see we tapped into the exhaustion areas as well. We respected institutional levels. So it's pretty strong when it comes down to confluences around this area. And as you can see, we tapped it once. We had a lot of volume because this might not look like a lot, but this is over 1,000 points, As you can see, this is 1,000 points and 71. So 1,071 points there, right? So that's a lot of points. Remember, we're only targeting the max on a daily, 300 to 400 points. So that's basically triple or daily target in one. This is less than a day too. This was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, bro. 1 4 hour candlestick with that. So imagine, look, 1 4 hour candlestick gave you over 1,000 points or close to 1,000 points. So this area is a very strong area. We're looking for, as I said before, buys, sales can be taken, but based on how this area looks right now and how the lower time frames are looking, I don't think that we're gonna sell. Even if we're gonna sell, it's not gonna be a long-term sell. So potential sales are there, but keep your eye on the price, focus on the buys right now. I haven't really read any articles when it comes down to the fundamental side of US 30. I'm just following technicals right now. So if you want to go and read up anything fundamental about US 30 to see the potential when it comes down to the fundamentals, you can do that as well to back your technicals. But right now, I'm just focusing on what the technicals are telling me. Technicals are telling me buys, so I'm focusing on the buys. So that is it for me for this week. I wish you all a prosperous trading week, and I hope you smash all your goals this week and get the job done. I'll hand it back over to Pips to pay out, and that's it for me.
All right. Yes, guys. So, as it regards to this whole thing, I apologize for the disconnect between the two lives, right? Thank you for the persons who joined about the live. You understand after realizing that it ended abruptly, right? So, yeah, and also a bit of issues when it came on, when it came down to the internet. Yeah, when it came back to the internet. But yeah, I got it all sorted, and got the chart markups out, you know. But so for this week though, do enjoy you guys' company while we do this thing. And I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday and have a prosperous week, as Currency Me said. And yeah, all TPs hit. May God continue to bless you. I'm out.